Okay, in this lesson we will be multiplying fractions. I know the screen is a little blurry, but our student expectations of 6.3e tells us that we have to be able to multiply and divide positive rational numbers fluently. Now in this lesson we will be working with multiplication and specific type of rational numbers. We will be working with fractions. Okay, so let's take a look at how we actually multiply fractions. What you need to remember is that you multiply the numerators and then multiply the denominators. You will also simplify the product if necessary. Now, the product simply means the answer to a multiplication problem. For instance, if we look at fractions, we have a numerator over a denominator, and we are multiplying times another fraction, so we have a numerator times a denominator. Well, we will simply multiply the numerators, numerator times numerator, which will give us a new numerator, and then denominator times denominator, which will give us the new denominator. Now we will simplify this answer. Again, this is called the product. It is the answer to a multiplication problem. More specifically, and it doesn't have to be a fraction, like if we did 2 times 3, which we know equals 6, well, 6 is the product of 2 and 3. Okay? But again, we're working with fractions in this video, so let's take a look at example 1. This says that Katrina spent 10 hours exercising last week. If 2/5 of that time was spent jogging, how many hours did she spend jogging? So basically what we're looking at here is 2/5 of 10 hours. I'm going to write that up here. She spent 2/5 of 10 hours of jogging. Okay, so we have a fraction times a whole number of 10. But technically a whole number of 10 can be turned into a fraction. You simply write the whole number as 10 over 1. So let's look at this fraction. It's going to be 2/5 times 10, or 10 over 1 as another fraction. And again, we simply multiply the numerators times the numerator and the denominator times denominator. So we have 2 times 10, which is 20, and we have 5 times 1, which is 5. Now, we have an improper fraction of 20 over 5, so we're going to simplify that by dividing the numerator divided by the denominator, and 20 divided by 5 equals 4. So we know that Katrina spent 4 hours jogging. Okay, let's look at this example. It says Jordan ate 3/4 of a pizza last night. His little sister Sharon ate 1/4 of the remaining pizza. How much of the original pizza did Sharon eat? Okay, I'm actually going to model this one first. I'm going to do my best to draw representation of a pizza. So we have a pizza, and it says that Jordan ate 3/4 of the pizza. So let's divide this pizza up into 4ths, and we'll go ahead and shade the part of the pizza that represents the 3/4 that Jordan ate. So we can get a better idea of the remaining part of the pizza. Because basically what we're looking to answer is 1/4 of the remaining pizza. Well, you can see what remains is this 1/4 of the pizza. So what we're trying to determine is what is 1/4 of 1/4. And remember, I've taught you that of means multiplication when it comes to math. Well, if we look here and we have this 1/4 remaining in our model, and we want to model 1/4 of that 1/4, then we need to split it up into fourths as well, or 1/4. Well, we will shade 1/4 of that 1/4, and that's what we have right there, is that one little wedge. However, to get the final answer, what we would need to do model-wise, well, I'll tell you what, let's go ahead and work it out first. Again, we have a fraction, 1/4 times 1/4. We just multiply the numerators and we multiply the denominators. Well, if we look at 1 times 1, we're going to get 1. And when we multiply 4 times 4, we get 16. So it says that our answer is 1/16. That's how much of the original pizza that Sharon ate. Well, if we go back to our model and we split it all up into fourths, then you will see that we have 16 slices, or 16 sections here, and we've only shaded one of them because the one shaded was the 1/4 of the 1/4 of the remaining pizza. Okay, so that is example 2 that shows you a model of 1/4 of 1/4 of an original pizza.